I want you to think about the next 5 years of your life. Where do you want to live? With whom do you want to be? And how much money do you want to be making? And right now, if you close your eyes, you're probably thinking, that's intimidating. It's a pretty big goal. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? How can I reach it? What do I need to do? I'm telling you one simple thing here. Everything you want out of life is behind a curtain of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of what happens when other people make fun of me, fear of what if it's not what I really want. There's always fear involved, and it's that exact thing that is holding you back. Not your knowledge, not who you know, not where you're from, none of that. It's literally fear. How do I know that? Because 15 years ago, I was scared of everything. I was on a path of mediocrity. I was about to become a teacher in high school for Latin and English, which wasn't my dream job. It was just the least fear-inducing option. And what I did was I changed my relationship to fear. And what happened next absolutely blew my mind. I went on 4 world tours. I built my dream business, my literal dream business. I had the person that I looked up to the most become my personal mentor. I made my first million at age 26. I kept making millions and millions, between 3 and 5 millions every single year ever since then. I met my dream partner, with whom I'm together now for over 8 years. I've been with the most beautiful women that are intimidatingly beautiful, and I'm a very short guy. I'm 5'7". I usually am not supposed to be with women like that, but I figured out a way, and I've built dream business after dream business, and I've helped thousands of other people do the same. And the reason why I was able to do that is because of one single thing. I fixed my fear. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you right now in this very video in the next couple of minutes as well. The first thing you need to realize is that it's not fear itself that's holding you back. It's actually your relationship to fear. And this is really weird because I think society has messed with us to such a degree that when we feel anxiety or fear about something, it's interpreting it as something bad. Or you're scared of that goal, you know what? You're good enough the way you are already anyways. Go into the littlest fucking safe space. Or you're intimidated by something, you know what? Then go and not do that, all right? And I've had a very, very strong upbringing in this regard. My mother was very protective. She would say, hey, you don't want to go to the little skiing competition in your hometown? You know what? Then don't do it. Oh, you're uncomfortable joining the soccer club? You know what? Then don't do it, because I love you anyways. And she meant well, and it's beautiful that I have a mother like that, but ultimately it taught me that fear equals bad. When in reality, what you need to do, if you look at everybody that has ever amounted to anything, pro athletes, millionaires, billionaires, anybody that you look up to, they all understood that fear is actually good. They changed their relationship to fear. Instead of seeing fear as a reason not to do something, they're seeing fear as a reason to do something. In fact, I'm using fear as my personal compass to freedom. That's why I got this random compass tattoo here on my hand to continuously remind me of that. I'll give you a quick example to really hammer it at home. Imagine you're at a bar or at a party or a social gathering and you see someone relatively attractive. They're that attractive that you could see yourself walking up to them and be more or less confident. But then you see someone that is intimidatingly attractive. They're so beautiful. It makes your heart pound. It makes your wrists sweat. It makes everything in your body say, do not go up to them. Just find something else to do. Maybe go drink something first. Maybe talk to someone else first. It's that exact fear that is actually saying, this is the person you really want to mate with. Go up and talk to them. This is the nervousness. And when you really realize that, it's like the more nervous somebody makes you, the more attractive they actually are for you. And you extrapolate that to every other goal in your life. The more nervous a goal makes you, the more you actually have to go pursue that goal. If you feel making $1 million a year is making you intimidated, that means you got to go after that. If you feel making $1 million a month is making you intimidated, that is the very thing you need to go after. For me, I've been making 3 to 5 million every single year already, but I said, if we make $1 million a month, that's really fucking scary, because I need to hire a proper team, I need to really manage the team, I need to build up a brand, I need to spend a ton of money on paid advertising, I need to rethink our offer. All these things that are fucking scary, all these things I think I'm not good enough to do. So I go ahead and I'm fucking doing it. Now we're very, very close to reaching that milestone, and I'm very, very excited about that because I'm still afraid of it. I don't think that fear will ever go away, but I let it guide me. So don't wait for the moment where fear is not there anymore. Amplify that fear and walk through it instead. That's part number 1. Part number 2 is, hold on a second, Max. What if I fail though? What if my friends are gonna make fun of me? What if I start posting on the internet and then I don't get any likes? I don't get a lot of views and people see my failure. It's literally now more public than ever through the power of social media. What do I do, Max? Well, that's where part 2 comes in, and that is, worst case, Best case scenario. It's a little bit of an exercise I used to do with my dating coaching clients way back in the days with my first dating coaching business. A lot of guys, they are afraid to talk to a stranger, you know, in the middle of the day or something, because they're like, what if other people are gonna see that, right? And I always say, okay, well, let's paint the worst picture ever, right? You walk up to someone attractive, you maybe ask for their phone number, and then they just reject you. What's the worst thing that could happen? Yeah, maybe that lady that is waiting for the bus is gonna see it. Yeah, maybe she's gonna take a photo. What an idiot. Maybe she's gonna start laughing. Maybe your ex is gonna jump out behind the bush and is gonna make fun of you too. And then maybe your mom walks by and she's like, oh, you're such a loser fucking kid, I knew it. Like, imagine that. And what you're doing with that worst case scenario, you're painting out a picture that is so ridiculous that it's kind of humorous, and that you then kind of realize, you know what, maybe I shouldn't take myself too seriously. Yeah, maybe there's gonna be a bunch of fucking people making fun of me. Who cares? Because guess what? Even in the best case scenario, even if you're crushing it with your business, with the dating, the girl that you're talking to likes you, there's still gonna be people hating on you anyways. Look at bands like Rammstein, right? You know Rammstein, the German band? There's people literally rallying for that band not to play in their city because they're hated so much. But also there's a lot of people loving it. Look at Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mr. Beast. No matter how well you're doing, there's still gonna be people hating on you anyways. So go ahead and pursue what you want to do anyways, because the best case scenario is it does work. You are living your dream life. Maybe that girl you're talking to eventually becomes your wife, the mother of your children. Maybe it's the best, most beautiful relationship in the world. Maybe that business that you're scared of starting is literally gonna make you millions. It's gonna make you a millionaire. It's gonna make you the next Mr. Beast, the next Jeff Bezos. Who fucking knows? In my opinion, the best case scenario always outweighs the worst case scenario. And even if there is a worst case scenario, at the very least, you can look yourself in the mirror. I remember when I had the opportunity to work for Owen Cook, my back then biggest hero, is still a very great hero of mine, who had the world's biggest dating and personal development brand in the world. And I said, I want to work for this guy. I'm gonna do anything possible. And then I had the opportunity to work for free as an unpaid intern. I'd have to pack my stuff. I'd have to go on a $16,000 debt rampage to be able to fly to the US from the small town of Austria where I'm from, work for him entirely for free for 6 months, and hopefully maybe he'll like me enough to hire me. And I said, that's a really risky, stupid idea. I'm very scared of failing, very scared of all my friends knowing that I'm failing, very scared of the financial repercussions of not working for any money. But I told myself, when I'm 80 years old and I'm lying on my deathbed, I'm scared much more of thinking the two words that are the two worst words in the world to think, and that is, what if? I'm scared of lying on my deathbed when I'm 80 thinking, what would have happened if I had said yes to that opportunity? That's way worse than doing it and failing, because then at least you can look yourself in the mirror. Okay, Max, I get it. I need to run through the fear. I need to chase it, but I just don't have the discipline. The discomfort is so heavy, I get paralyzed. What do I do, Max? Well, that's where point 3 comes in. That is the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, you can look it up. It's actually an area in your brain that's right behind your forehead, and that's the area in your brain that is responsible for doing uncomfortable things. I'm butchering it now, but that's in essence what it does. So for example, imagine you step into the shower and you turn it on the coldest setting, and you feel the cold air coming onto your naked body, and you're like, this is cold as hell. No way in hell I'm gonna step underneath that cold water now. That is your prefrontal cortex working. And when you do take that step into the ice cold water, that's your prefrontal cortex pushing through. It's just made you do something that is hella uncomfortable. When you talk to someone that's intimidating, when you're putting your first piece of content out on the internet, that is your prefrontal cortex at work. And the cool thing is you can train that prefrontal cortex like any other muscle. And the way you train it is by doing something uncomfortable every day, even if it's just a small thing. To be fully honest, this video here, uncomfortable as hell for me. I didn't write notes for this. I'm literally improvising this because I wanted to get that message out to you. I have a ton of other things to do. I'm stressed. I have to pack for my flight, but it was uncomfortable for me, and I'm gonna do it anyway. It's just a small thing like that. Or taking a cold shower, just like I said. It's a great first thing you can do. By the way, meditation also trains the prefrontal cortex, because your body, your brain just wants to get distracted, wants to pull up TikTok and scroll around, but you're basically focusing and locking in, which also trains the prefrontal cortex. When you focus on these 3 things you're learning here, I guarantee you, your life will become better, because you will become smarter, stronger, more loving, a wiser person. You can make more money. You can find your dream partner or many dream partners. You can inspire other people. And when you do that, you're part of an upward spiral, not a downward spiral, but an upward spiral. You're succeeding. You're blowing your own mind every single day because you're doing things you thought that were never possible for you. And now you're inspiring others, and they're giving you great feedback back, just like this channel. This channel is a small channel. I get so many people DMing me or commenting and saying, hey, this was helpful. You know what that means to me? Do you even have any fucking clue what a single DM or comment means to me? Because it shows me that I'm on the right path, and it confirms to me that going through my fear is a good thing. And now you're inspiring me back, and I'm inspiring you, and now we're part of an upward spiral, and we're inspiring the world. And it sounds a little, I get it sounds utopian, but this is how we're making the world a tiny little bit of a better place. So fuck your fears, go through them, and thank me later. Cheers.